Hi everybody, welcome to According to Madume, and I am Madume. If you're new here, welcome. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so that you can join the family and you can enjoy content like this and more. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much guys for engaging with my content. Thank you for commenting, thank you for liking, thank you for just pushing me to create more content. It feels great to know that there's people that are looking for this content and people that are enjoying this content. So I'm so grateful. So, in today's video, I'm gonna do an extension of the previous video, which was how to start saving money on a low income. So, for this video, I'm going to share tips with you on how to choose the right savings account for you. So, let's get into this video. So, tip number one is to look at your savings goals. What are you saving for, and how long do you want to save for? So, with savings accounts, you can have a duration of as little as 24 hours to 60 months, or even longer if you went to different institutions. So, banks offer a certain duration, and then places like Old Mutual, they have different options for different durations. So look at what you are saving for and how long you're going to need to save for that goal. Because let's say you are saving for a deposit for a home. Obviously, a deposit for a home is going to require more money, meaning you're going to need a longer period. And that period that you need for your savings account also affects the interest rate that you earn over that duration of time. But if you are trying to save for something quick, maybe you are looking for a short term savings, like maybe you want to buy shoes that can take maybe 2 months. You have options for savings accounts that are uh, between 1 month and 3 months. So set your goal. What are you trying to save for, and how long do you need to save that money for? So number two will be know your different savings accounts. So I looked at the most common ones so that I can give you like a comprehensive idea of what your options are. Number one, I'm going to start with the 32-day notice. It's pretty self-explanatory. The investment period is 32 days. So let's say you put in money for the past 6 months. For you to be able to withdraw that money, you need to give the bank or whatever institution it is a notice of 32 days for you to be able to receive the full amount that you saved and the interest that it earned. So let's say you are in need of money right now and you don't want to wait for the 32 days. You must know that a 32-day savings account will have a penalty fee for you requesting to have access to your money earlier. Now, that penalty fee will depend entirely on the institution or the bank that you're saving with. It will depend on how much you have in that savings account, and it will also depend on the number of days that you are giving them. So, you know how everything says you must give 3 to 4 or 3 to 5 working days. The same thing applies for a 32-day account. So the duration, the amount of money you have in the bank, in the savings account, and the type of institution will contribute to the amount that you are going to be charged as a penalty fee. Obviously, I would advise you to plan ahead. Always know that if you put your money always in a 32-day account, always know that you need to give them that 32 days so that you don't lose a lot of money. For example, I have a 32-day savings account, and there was 2 months ago or a month ago, I needed money very quickly, and I needed like 3,200 and something, and I paid 320 as a penalty fee, I think, if I'm not lying. Yeah, I paid 320 as a penalty fee for me taking out that 3,200 and something. And I needed it within 2 days. So because of the money I had in that account and the amount of time that I needed the money in, I paid almost 10% of the money that I wanted to take out. So I always like, don't, if you put your money in the 32-day account, don't take it out immediately, because the penalty fee is quite hefty and you're going to feel it. So the next one will be one where you give a 24-hour notice that you want to get your money. And in my bank account, they call it 24-hour easy access account. It can be called different things from different banks. It will depend on which one you have. So this one, it means you only allow them to keep the money in the account for 24 hours. Again, let's say you saved money for the past 6 months, and then all of a sudden you want access to money. You're going to have to give them 24 hours to give the funds to you. In my opinion, this one is the best one for saving for short-term things. So if you know you're going to need access to money right now, the 24-hour one is your best friend, because as soon as you tell them I need money, they're going to give it to you within the next day, and you don't incur any penalty fees. So short term, think 24 hours, think 3 days access, as short as possible. And for the 32-day one, always think long term. If you are saving for a house, if you are saving for deposit for a car, or if you're saving for fees or whatever, your 32-day is your best friend. You put it in there, you forget about it, and as soon as you know, okay, now I'm gonna act on buying my car, you access that money. 32 days later, you have your money, the full amount. And then the third and last account that I wanted to share with you guys is a tax-free savings account. So tax-free, it means whatever money you put into that tax-free account, it will not be charged tax when you take that money out. It will not be taxed by SARS. This one is it has best of both worlds when you compare it to the 32-day and the 24-hour, because it takes free account. Obviously the benefit is you don't pay tax on it. The second thing is you can access your money within 24 hours. So another thing I wanted to say about all of these all of these savings account is that it is important that they all have their own minimum deposit amount. And when you choose these accounts, you need to check whether you can put in extra deposits as you go over the long duration, because some of these accounts don't have the option to put in more deposits as time goes. Because here we're looking for something that's going to allow us to deposit money every month, it is important to choose an account that's going to allow you to make deposits as you go. Unless you have a lump sum, 100,000 somewhere, and you just want to keep it somewhere and have access to it, then that is a good option. Great, you have 100,000, you achieved a lot. It's not easy to save your first 100,000. So yeah, always look at whether you can make extra deposits into the savings account. Fortunately for these three, you can make deposits as long as the institution tells you that you can make deposits. And then the last thing that you need to look at with these accounts is whether there are any bank charges for you to have these accounts. Bank charges can pile up, so I would advise you to not choose savings accounts that have bank charges, because then it will mean every month or every year they're taking a bit of your money, and unfortunately these fees add up, and then you might find that your savings goal is affected because you have to make payments for bank charges and account fee charges and whatever they call them in your institution. The next tip I would give you is to shop around, like go and look at different institutions, look at different banks, different savings possibilities. Always choose an institution that has a good reputation. You don't want to put money into an savings account, and then once you say, guys, I need access to my money, They tell you all different types of excuses why you can get your money. This has happened to different people. It is very important to know what institution you're working with, what your options are, and if you are opening these savings accounts, please read the documents that they send you. Usually these things have contracts that have long information on them. Always read the fine print, because you're going to have issues when you want to close your account or when you want to access your money, and that is it's not great for you to work hard, put away your money, and once you say, guys, I need my money, and they're telling you all sorts of excuses, and then they tell you it's in the agreement, blah 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 blah. So always make sure to read the fine print, read whatever documents they give you, so that you know where you're coming from, what you're working with. That is very important, guys. The next thing to consider is the interest rate on each option that these banks give you. The highest you can go, honestly, is 8% with the interest rate you earn. You start at a minimum, which could be 5%, and then the highest you can go is 8%. Although Time Bank has a very great option with their Grow Save. They are the highest in the market, and they have 11%. The next thing to look at is interest rates on the savings account. See what they're offering. Most institutions, the highest you can go is 8%, but Time Bank has the best one out of all the banking institutions in South Africa. Their highest goes to 11% after 3 months of saving. So that's something you can look into if you haven't already looked into Time Bank as a savings option. The next thing to consider is accessibility. So as much as we have cards, bank cards, and all these options to save, not every individual has this access to the same bank products. Not everybody has the same access to products. It will depend on your bank card, number one. It will depend on the institution that you're saving with, number two. And it will depend on your earning potential. So whatever money that you earn gives you access to certain options and certain products in these institutions. Those things also affect your interest rate. So how much you're going to earn on the savings account depends on how much you earn, where you bank, and what access you have to certain products. So that's also something to keep in the back of your mind, that you need to look at where you are financially and what access you have to certain banking products. And the last thing that I can tell you guys is, once again, patience, patience, patience. Start small. Start with a small 50 Rand. Put away 50 Rand every month. Build discipline. It is very important to build discipline when it comes to saving. It takes working a few muscles to say, this money is not for me to spend, it is for me to save, and for you to be consistent with your savings. And eventually you're going to learn how to save, and saving large amounts is not going to be an issue for you anymore. So like I always say with every financial advice video, patience, patience, patience is your best friend. So yeah, I want to close this video by asking you guys a question. Are you interested in getting into a savings challenge with me? We can choose a savings account together. We can choose how much we're going to save, and we're going to choose how long we want to save that money for. And then eventually we're going to see how it matures, if we were consistent with saving, how we dealt with financial situations as they come in the duration of saving that money. So guys, let me know in the comment section if you're interested in that. Until then, thank you so much for watching my videos. Thank you for subscribing. I will see you in the next video. Bye.